dancer, everything. You're just a one-stop shop. I absolutely love it. And this young man is very humble, very well-spoken. Good genes, y'all, I'm telling you. Good kid. We can't wait to see, what you have in store for us next. But we were talking about, being positive and staying out of trouble in the industry, and how you stay focused in that area because so many times when, especially youth, this industry can overwhelm a young person.
Yeah.
What advice would you give someone to stay grounded?
Well, first of all, when you go into the industry, you have to have a set goal. Like you have to know what you're going in there for. So if you wanna go in there to make a really great movie or be a big movie star or something like that, you have to be there to. If movies are your passion, then focus on that, like acting. Not just going to the parties and every party they invite you to go to. And I think that another really easy way is to really stay connected with your family as well, because if you're like in a family unit and they're supporting you fully, then they're gonna be able to. You're basically like, okay, you're going out doing your job and doing what you love, and then coming back to your family after that, instead of just being out there on your own and just doing whatever people tell you or go here, go there, and not know what you're doing.
They have your back.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And it's just an easier way to just you know exactly where you're coming from because they're with you all the time and you know what your goals are. They remind you of what your goals are and all that. So that's a really easy way to say grounded.
And to be honest with you, I think even though people say you have to do certain things in the industry, and of course we know there is a dark side of the industry, but I think they respect you more when you're serious about your craft.
Yeah.
One thing I'll never forget, someone that puts me in that mindset is Rocky. His movies, when you see him, you think, oh, he can't be as serious as he is, but he is such a professional, and anytime he's ever been interviewed or someone has talked about working with him, they're like, he's very serious, and you get such a respect no matter what movies you're making. When you have when you operate in excellence, it shows. And I think more people are willing to work with you than to work with what they would call like a star prima donna, where you gotta, where's my water, where's this, where's that, and you've gotten so high that you can't even see below. I think it's refreshing to people when you're grounded.
I agree, because definitely you could be like that. And they might have to work with you once, but they're not gonna call you back. You know what I mean? But they're gonna more likely want to work with someone like a Common or something like that, who's so cool and fun to work with, but at the same time really professional and really talented. I feel like, especially when it comes to acting and anything in the industry, it's almost like 75%. The stuff you don't see on screen is most important, like how you interact with people. Are you professional? Are you on time? Like I said before.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
I like that. I'm using that for my own self. That is awesome. Early. If you're not early, you're late. I love it. Love it.
So then if you're good with the acting and your skills, then people are going to be like, that's really great. We love this guy. We want to bring him back, more than someone who's like, just talent, but all sass. And
exactly.
Stuff like,
I mean? Because it's almost like that. What they used to tell us in business. It's 90% your attitude and only 10% of your knowledge. Because they feel like you can be taught anything, but if you don't have the right attitude and you're not coachable, then what's the point? You'll end up being a headache more than you'll be, someone that they can really work with and cultivate and make, a huge star. Exactly. So I definitely think it helps in being that way. So we're talking about, what we have to look forward to from you in the future. So why don't you tell us what projects that you can discuss are coming up that you are looking forward to?
Well, right now, what we were talking about off air was we were like trying to write our
people of color not be stereotyped so much.
For sure.
I really would like to see something that's just, because not all of our families are gangsters, not all of our families, cuss and we hang out at barbecues with our pants hanging out.
Exactly.
A lot of us don't do that, and maturity alone is so refreshing. at such a young age. That's a great thing in this industry. I'm full of color not be stereotyped so much.
For sure.
I really would like to see something that's just, because not all of our families are gangsters, not all of our families, cuss and we hang out at barbecues with our pants hanging out.
Exactly.
A lot of us don't do that, and maturity alone is so refreshing at such a young age. That's a great thing in this industry. I'm full of color not be stereotyped so much.
For sure.
I really would like to see something that's just, because not all of our families are gangsters, not all of our families, cuss and we hang out at barbecues with our pants hanging out.
Exactly.
A lot of us don't do that, and right. So, are you a Gemini?
I'm a Taurus.
You're a Taurus. I'm a Gemini. I'm right behind you.
Really?
That's awesome.
That's what's up.
Awesome. Yes. Well, that is great. So definitely now with your singing, where do you want to go with that? Do you want to, are we talking albums in the future possibly, or is this something you do with your, plays and different things like that?
I actually do music separately from acting.
Awesome.
And I do want to continue with that, because that's another thing with inspiring people.
Yes.
With my music. I like, to make music and try to inspire people in my music, because the people I look up to are like people like Stevie Wonder, who inspire me.
Yes.
That's my favorite artist of all time, actually.
Yes, he is amazing.
Who inspires me so much. Or like a Michael Jackson who inspires like almost everybody.
I'm telling you. I watch him now, and I tell you, with all the bad press that he got, oh my God, I hate that part of it, but that man was phenomenal. That the music will never be able to duplicate that.
Yeah,
it was just too real, too authentic, and it touched everybody. And again, man in the mirror, that's my mantra. Like, I live by that. I want to make a change, but I got to start here first.
Exactly.
And that's so important, and that's such a huge message. So it's awesome that you have those kind of role models to look up to that, Do you want to do a musical? Do you like musicals?
I've done musicals before.
You've done them before?
Like on stage and stuff.
You like them?
Yeah, I mean, I rather do play, honestly, when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But musicals are, I like musicals, though.
But you say, you'll do it, I'll do it now.
Yeah, I like musicals, though.
That is great. Well, listen, I'm like I said, I'm having a ball. What is it that you would like to say to someone right now who is listening to you, who may, not know what direction to take, who may be feeling a little discouraged, talk to them about, like, what message would you send out to them tonight before you leave our studio?
I think that no matter what you want to do, I think my motto was that if you're patient, you put enough time and you put enough hard work in it, then you can do anything you want. And even if you go down a path and you stay down that path, it might lead you somewhere else, but you're always going to end up somewhere that will make you more happy than you would if you just didn't at all. So I think that, and also, you just have to really be passionate about some things and just keep going, like a lot of people try to give up or whatever, and I think that that's not cool. Like, as long as you really think that you can do it, then eventually, if you're patient enough, then it's gonna happen. Because there was a time where I was like, man, I'm not booking anything. I was laying in bed like, man, like, I wish I could just book something and go to LA. Like, man, when am I gonna book something big? And then literally a couple weeks later, that's when I got the call from Barbershop. And then that same day I go into LA. Just like I had been saying out loud over and over and over again. Because I didn't give up. I didn't just stop. I just kept going. And another thing is that when things get the hardest, it's almost like, it's crazy when you're so close to giving up. And if you keep pushing after that, it's almost like that's when something really happens. So.
I've noticed that too, seriously. Like, it definitely is this pressing, and I always feel like that's just always this, what I call a virtual adversary that's trying to come against you. And as you're about to embark into this greatness, they're like, no, if I could press her just a little bit more, or if I get him right then and there, he's going to quit and he'll miss it. And I tell people, keep pushing. Persevere. Do not give up. Let me tell you, you're, like I tell anybody in this industry, you'll probably hear more no's than you'll hear yeses. But I say for every 10 no's, you're going to get a yes.
Yeah, that's what my dad told me all the time.
Exactly. So it's funny because I'll anticipate it, like, I'll give the pitch. Here we go. And they'll say, oh, no, yeah. Really? Oh, okay, what's wrong with it? You know, because you get so used to it. But again, it also strengthens you because I tell you what, sometimes you can say you want something so bad until you start working it. Then you're like, oh my God, this is actually hard work.
Yeah.
To me, I always say it separates the men from the boys.
Yeah.
You'll know if this is what you want, because if you continue pursuing it and you continue chasing it, you know this is definitely something, because it's not easy.
Exactly.
Anything worth anything is going to take some kind of hard work, and I tell
agree.
people, I just don't feel like you wake up and, you know, you're just there.
Yeah.
It happens maybe once every blue moon, but for the most part, we have to work hard for what we want.
I agree.
Yeah, and I think you're going to be amazing. I'm just so excited. I thank you so much for even being on the show, but how can people follow you and support what you're doing?
Okay, so I have the same name for all of my social media.
That's smart.
So it's literally my name and a 7. So it's Diallo Thompson 7. That's DIALLO Thompson with the number 7 at the end.
All right.
So make sure you follow me on everything, and I keep everybody updated.
Great.
And you know the script we're writing is gonna be coming out. I'm gonna be promoting that. And
Yes, I want you back on the show when that happens, okay? So that we can definitely talk. I love that, and I definitely would love to be a part of pushing that out for you and really getting the support.
thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
seriously.
Also, I have a YouTube channel.
All right.
We post stuff on that. I just posted like a mini documentary about my homecoming on there.
Oh, awesome.
That we just posted, so that's really cool. So
How
go look
was
at that.
homecoming? Did you run for anything?
You know what? I was literally this close to doing it, and then I was like, it's a lot of work. Like, I gotta make the posters, and then I gotta talk to everybody.
Yes, you
I'm
do.
like, I got other stuff to do. So, but you know what? I told all my friends. I promised them that I was gonna try to run for prom queen or king.
King, yes, I know
prom
exactly
king.
what you mean.
I told all my friends like, I'm gonna run for prom king. I
That's
didn't even tell my
awesome.
dad that yet, but yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. So.
Well, let me tell you, I was homecoming queen.
Really?
And it was the best feeling in the world. Like, I really thought I was Oprah back then, okay? You get that crowd, I was like, woo-hoo-hoo. I tell my kids the story all the time. They're like, yeah, Ma, we know. We heard.
Yeah.
You used to be a star. Whatever. But it has been, like I said, this has been an amazing interview. I thank you so much for your transparency and, again, just your wisdom at such a young age. And you know I'm going to be rooting for you. So I'm definitely going to follow you on social media, keep in touch with what you're doing, see what's going on. And you just stay humble, because you have such a beautiful spirit. And that is going to take you so far, Diallo,
Thank
really.
you.
And thank you so much for being on my show this evening.
No
I've
problem.
had a ball.
Thank you so
I
much.
love having the youth. I'm telling you, they make us feel young. And so you have heard it right now on the Angela Foxworth Show. Each and every Monday night, part of Monday Domination, we have a good time up in here. You know, from 8 to 9, you never know who we're going to have. You never know what we're